Good morning. Who do we got here? Let me see. Good morning, Jenny. Yeah, click that on. Good. All right. Got to get all my ducks in a row here. It's Monday morning.
Monday.
Boy, Mondays are getting harder. It's weird.
I know.
Good day yesterday.
Mhm.
Lots of people. Good crowds. Um, some people I hadn't seen in a while.
Mhm.
So one who recently moved back, and then another one. But really fun. Good morning, Vicky. Um, Hope coined the term, or at least I don't know if she did or y'all did already, but it's baby month.
Oh yeah, that wasn't me.
It's baby month. Good morning, Jim.
Also,
So,
it's spring forward next or this Sunday.
is it? No.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Really?
is. Yeah, it is.
How did I miss that?
I bet you a Black Bear coffee.
Well, how about a high rolling since Black Bear's
Okay.
not open today?
I bet you a high rolling coffee.
High rolling. Oh. Wow.
I'm so good.
I have some amazing news. It's triplets. No, I'm kidding. That's not the news. Yeah.
No.
I just got a message from Michael, your cousin, who's doing
Uh-huh.
the Universe Design, the movie. It's actually finished. I think he might have a couple of deals. He says we have a distributor for the movie. They're willing to help find investors for marketing and take it to AMC theaters.
Ooh.
Hopefully, it'll be released by fall.
Oh, that'll be really cool.
Uh-huh. Golly.
Definitely go and see that movie.
Yeah. So, Universe Design coming to a theater in El Paso or Las Cruces, because we have Allen theaters. But that would be fun to take a group.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So
that's very cool.
Yeah. So Spring Forward is this coming week.
Yep.
March the 9th. Man, that snuck up on me. I don't like this one. Here's what I think would have been awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Day one, 30 minutes after Trump's inauguration, if he had signed an executive order to get rid of daylight savings time, that would
I would have been okay with that.
Here's why I would. First of all, I'm ready to quit changing clocks, but I would love to hear reactions.
Yeah.
Because there's some people that don't like him or anything he does, and I get it. Dude is abrasive, big time. But I honestly, I would love to, if I ever got a chance to go to a roundhouse and talk to some Congress people in our state. Why would someone be opposed to quit changing the clocks?
Mm-hmm.
Why would they? So yes, yeah. Road trip. Good morning, Kim. Kim, we were just talking about, in case you missed it, Hillary points out that this coming Sunday is Spring Forward.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one where people end up coming late.
Yes.
Yeah. So
and
Jim,
it takes you like the whole time to get used to it in November, and then by the time you're used to it, it changes.
Do you want to hear something really hilarious? My plan is, I don't know if it'll work out this way, but that I'm not going to be here Sunday, that someone's preaching for me, so I don't have to do that.
There you go.
But we'll see. I'm the backup guy. I'll come in if I need to. Spring Forward this Sunday. Also, so Jim, movie night, road trip. I tell you what would be fun is to promote it big time in our church, take the church vans, go somewhere fun and eat, and then go out to the movie, or go to the movie, try to get an earlier one, and then go out and eat afterwards so we can talk about the movie.
That would be fun.
Man, I've actually seen it.
Yeah, we've seen it.
We haven't seen, like, they were going to add some more effects because it was a year ago, I think.
But what we saw was it was wow. Yeah. I think it left us all like speechless at the end, and my cousin was like, "Okay, so like, what do you think?" And we're all looking at each other like,
"It's better than it." I mean, it's on par or better than other movies I have seen, like the case for Christ.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Those kind of documentaries. I mean, it just blew me away.
Yeah, so good.
So anyhow, what we're going to talk about today, other than the weather, so they changed it. I looked this morning, and they had a chance of 2 inches of rain for over Friday night, but then they changed it to like a half an inch. So
mine says there's a chance of snow.
Snow, I meant, not
tonight
rain.
Into tomorrow.
Really? I'm not seeing that. Oh wait, yeah.
See, it's right there.
Tomorrow I have a 20% chance of something. I do have 100% chance of wind today and tomorrow. Thursday.
I have a feeling that probably nothing will happen because if it is super windy, it tends to just like.
Or it could actually be snowing here, but they get it in Artesia.
Yeah.
So 1 inch now. They're saying Friday night into Saturday, 34% chance, and then Saturday 21%.
Mm-hmm. But definitely windy every
and
day.
It's supposed to get back down to 15.
Ugh.
On Saturday morning.
Yeah, the high Friday is 39.
I'm taking some time off. I wanted to go stay in the trailer, but
it's cold.
I don't know. I might do it anyways. If I have the cottage as a backup option.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, weather, winter's not done, even though meteorologically it is spring.
Mm-hmm.
I say that. I think March 21st, isn't that the technical first day of spring? So
we at least get one more, some sort of snow.
We've gotten snows here through May.
Yeah.
I mean, this year's supposed to be warmer and drier, I hope. So we are, I think, for the next couple of days at extreme fire level. I saw that Airbnb up above us had a fire pit going last night, and I thought about going and saying, I don't know what the fire restrictions are right now, but it's not a good idea. You know?
Yeah. Well, there's a no, I think Otero County put out a no burn day.
Oh, okay. For today?
For today.
Okay. So if I see that tonight, I'm going to go tell them.
Yeah. Like, it's a no burn day.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
No. Of course, this is when Forest Service would want to do a prescribed burn. But,
absolutely.
Anyhow, that's a whole different thing. So here we go. What I want to talk about today for In the Know is church name change. So we're in that. We're hopefully, well, not hopefully, we'll make it happen. We're going to bring a name to you guys to vote on for the 16th.
And we, as in
the leadership team. The leadership team will bring that. We're meeting tonight, and I hope we can get it nailed down tonight so we can let people know. And we'll just bring one recommendation from the team. So we'll let you know about that. But why? So I'll let you guys chime in. So first of all, this is your chance to chime in on a name if you haven't already, or even if you have, you still can. A name for the church. Here's our criteria. Well, first of all, here's the rationale. And I said it yesterday. Think of it as an update. We're updating things in the church. We also want to update the name. First Baptist Church is a name that came around probably in the 16 or 1700s. At least has been around 1800s. That's when the Southern Baptist Convention started in 1845. So First Baptist Church, the name has been around for a long time, and I know for those of us who are of an age, it's not an issue. You're of a lower age, but and if you grew up in church, if you grew up in a church family, particularly if you grew up in Baptist churches, then it's a handle. It used to. When I became a Christian in 1985, I could tell you just a Baptist church, but First Baptist was usually the I can't think of the word, the highfalutin kind of church. First Baptist Church was always the one that the networking kind of church, the wealthy people went to, like the country club kind of church. And I have to laugh because The guy who's pastor there now is a friend of mine too. First Baptist Church Ruidoso is actually on Country Club Drive, across the street from the Country Club in Ruidoso. So typically that's what you would think. When I became a Christian in 1985, First Baptist churches where the prominent people went. And so that was First Baptist Church. Other than that, Baptist churches, any Baptist church in 1985 that I was familiar with, I could tell you very specific things about the church, even if I'd never been there.
Mm-hmm.
I could tell you what their service was going to be like. I could probably tell you pretty close to the order of service. I could probably name at least one of the songs that they would sing on any given Sunday. When you get the invitations, I could even be more accurate, because they got that from the invitation section. They all sing hymns in 1985. I say hymns, but we need to clarify a little bit. Some of the things we call hymns are really gospel. I'll Fly Away, that's not a hymn.
Yeah.
It's a gospel song. And even some of our, and I'm not knocking, I've got some hymns I love. I've got some gospel songs I love. I'm about to sneeze. Oh my. Okay. So, but I could tell you the songs. I could tell you the order. I could tell you their times. Pretty close. I could tell you their programs because in 1985 in America, or at least in my part of America, they were pretty much the same. Now, every church has a different feel, but there's a whole lot I could tell you just because it was a Baptist church. I could tell you more if it was a First Baptist church. And so that was 1985. How long ago is that? This is 2025. Is that 40 years?
Sure. It's too long.
No, it's more than that. Is it 50 years? 85, 2040. I don't know.
Anyhow. Yeah, it's a long time.
Gosh, that's going to drive me crazy now. Yeah, because I met the Lord in 82. So 40 years. It's 40.
Okay.
It can't be 50. I would have had to graduate when I was 8 years old. So 40 years. I graduated when I was 18. So 40 years ago, the name Baptist Church, or particularly First Baptist Church, told you a lot. Nowadays, that's not true.
Right.
In fact, we have someone who moving from here, the Foxes, and even though they asked me, here's the name of a church, and it was a Baptist church. Can you check it out for me? Is what she asked. So, and that sounds crazy. You would think, what's a Baptist church? What's there to check out?
A lot.
Well, their programs, their times, the way they do things. I mean, I could even tell you in 1985, their organizational structure. I could tell you how decisions were made in a church. But nowadays, that's not true. So the name isn't helpful to know those kinds of things. Their doctrinal statements. On the one Sunday that we really discussed this back last summer, I brought up University Baptist Church in Waco. You would think University Baptist Church is an old name, probably as old as First Baptist churches, or not a little, maybe a little bit younger, but been around for a good long time. And you would think that a University Baptist Church, that you would know what you had there, but it is nothing like any Baptist church I've seen.
Yeah.
They are the LGBTQ, not just that they're okay with it, they promote it. They have a woman pastor. Their service style is different. They called it ancient modern. Their statement of faith is a whole lot different than any Baptist statement of faith. And I didn't dig this much into it, but they may not. They may accept baptism like sprinkling. I don't know, but they're nothing like like you would think a Baptist church.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, University Baptist Church in Portales is very, very conservative. In fact, they almost look like they might have come from an independent Baptist
Mm-hmm.
background. Phone call. So anyhow, the names aren't helpful for that kind of thing anymore. So First Baptist Church doesn't help people know about us much.
Right.
Because nowadays, particularly with younger generations, and I would say yours and down, yours and Gen Z, millennials and Gen Z, your generations are going to check out a church. You're going to check it out, first of all, online.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to look at their statement of faith, what their statement of faith is. You're going to find out what programs they have. You're going to find out what times they meet. You're going to find out probably if they have, for you, a ladies' Bible study pretty soon. You're going to look and see what programs for kids they have. Do they have a nursery? You would think every church in this day and age would have a nursery. That's not true.
Yeah, some of them don't.
It's not true. I know churches that don't.
Yeah.
So you would have to look. You would have to check it out, and your generation and younger, and even a lot of people at the tail end of my generation, the Gen X, they're going to check it out online first.
Right. Well, I think my generation and below would also go as far as to listen to a sermon before we made the choice to go in person, just to make sure that it wasn't anything obscure, just to make sure that it was biblical.
Mm-hmm.
And if they didn't have that available, the chances of, I know me personally going would be very slim.
Well, and also, and this puts more pressure on me probably, they're going to check out a service online. They're going to watch online to see what the music is like. They're going to see what the pastor is like. And a lot of them do that for a while before they ever come visit. So I said all that to say that the name used to be very helpful.
Right.
First Baptist Church told you a whole lot, even though the entire time I've been here, First Baptist Church was not like other First Baptist churches when I grew up, because I came in 2003.
Mm-hmm.
So by 2003, I don't know what this church was like long ago, but this isn't the networking church. This isn't the prominent people church.
Right.
It wasn't when I came. That's the Methodist church in town. The people who love to golf. I mean, they've got groups that do that kind of thing and networking and kind of stuff. So the name doesn't help you to know. But then we also run into things here is because I say we do things a lot differently. I'm finding out, just went to evangelism conference talking with pastor buddies from around the state. I'm finding out that we're not as different as I thought as far as unique.
Okay.
When we say we're not your typical Baptist church, many churches are not and probably traditional is a better word. Many churches now in our state are not your traditional Baptist churches. What do I mean by that? Their organizational structure is different.
Mm-hmm.
The way they make decisions is different. The way they do services are different,
Yeah.
The way that their programs are different, and what I mean by a variety of programs depending on what their community needs, particularly those. I'm thinking of a friend of mine that has a church. He planted a church 10 years ago in Albuquerque. They have to do, when you're a church plant, they're still meeting in a school. You have to find out what it's going to take to reach your community and do that, and that's what they do. So their programs change.
Right.
And so even a lot of things, when I say we're not your typical Baptist church, we don't pick up an offering. We don't pass a plate. We do offerings. We don't pass a plate. The way we do communion is different. We don't pass the communion stuff around. We bring them up. We don't. A lot of things change, and this changed in COVID, but we don't have paper bulletins.
I think that's a huge change
anymore. It was, but we're not unique.
Yeah. everyone's.
I actually got to visit my friend's church when I was on sabbatical. They don't do paper bulletins.
Yeah.
They do what we do, and that is, I'm going to it right now. Our digital, the YouVersion Bible app.
Mm-hmm.
We have our notes on there.
Yeah, it's convenient. I mean, all of the, all the information that we need to get out for that week is right there, and it changes constantly.
Right. I mean, so you've got your notes, you've got your links. You can give. Actually, you can give from the app, just by clicking a link. We've got all of our announcements at the end there. We also use the church app. I know this. I need to figure out nomenclature. I'll just say this: the Bible app. The church app is Church Center that we use, and on that one we can send out messages. We can do groups. We can do registrations.
Right.
And so that is not your traditional Baptist church. And I say typical. I don't know what a typical Baptist church is anymore.
Right.
I know what traditional Baptist churches are, but I don't know typical. So here's the deal. If the name doesn't help people to know who we are, I certainly don't want it to hinder. And we've had this. I mean, I've been here a long time now. We've had this many times over the years that people come, even though I try to tell them how we are, who we are, the way we do things. They come and they join, and it's not what they thought.
Right.
Because they even know we told them we're not your typical Baptist church. Even had one that said, well, and this is after a year. Well, what do you mean by that? Well, I told you a year ago what I meant,
Yeah.
But because we're First Baptist Church, even though we tell them otherwise, even though they experience the otherwise, they still think that we operate the way a traditional Baptist church does, that we are organized the way a traditional Baptist church, that our programs are operated the way a traditional Baptist church is, and we're just not. So what we're finding more and more and more is that our name is a hindrance for some people. I'm not ashamed to be Baptist. Don't plan on being anything other than Baptist. I've only ever been Baptist. Never. I'm trying to think. Except I dated a Catholic girl my junior year in high school. I visited her church once. But I'm as Baptist as they get. So don't plan on changing that. But that already is a hindrance in future generations, which is kind of where my heart is now, looking toward the future of the church. And by the way, when I say future generations, that's a church that probably won't have me in it. I mean, in 20 years, who knows where I'll be? I'll be old in considering my family. Good morning, Cynthia. But we don't want. I don't want someone to come here and then be disappointed because it's not what they thought because of our name. I don't want them not to come because they have an idea of what it's like because of our name, and that's not true. So I don't want the name to be a hindrance. So here's our criteria. We want a church name that, first of all, as much as we can, is descriptive of who we are and what God has called us to do. So our vision statement, that's who we are. We're Christ followers, committed family, and compassionate friends. So that's who we are. I'd love to have a church name that can help describe that. The other part is what God's called us to do. We're called to lead people into a life-changing relationship with Jesus. And then our strategy, how we do it, is invest, invite, and do life through Christ. I would love to have a church name, if possible. That's why we're pulling lots of people in on this. A church name that can help to encompass that. I don't know how close we're going to be able to get to that, but I'd love to have a church name that can do that. The other thing is, I want a church name that doesn't put up barriers, and that's what gets hard. There are names that I would love to have for that I think would be appropriate. We're in a mountain village. I think that there are names that would be super cool to have, but it would put up barriers. I'm going to throw one out there. This isn't my first choice of a name change for the church, but we couldn't do it anyway. Hillsong. We're on a hill,
Yeah.
But Hillsong is a very prominent church network of churches, and we're not that. I wouldn't want a name where I have to say, but not that kind of Hillsong. You know what I mean?
Or like Elevation.
I love Elevation. I think would be great, Elevation Church. But again,
it comes with a lot of
You have to overcome some no. Oh, do you guys believe what they believe? No. Where our doctrine is different. Elevate. I think that would be kind of cool. But I want to be careful in the name that we get, that it doesn't put up barriers. That's one of the things we're trying to get rid of.
Yeah.
Is we don't want to, as much as possible, we want to overcome as many barriers as we can. So lots of names that have been kind of tossed around, and we look at all of them. Long ago, 10, 15 years ago, one of the names that came up was Cloudcroft Community Church. Well, a couple of things that I'm a little hesitant about that name is, one, community churches tend to have they tend to be a little more different doctrinally than we are, tend to be more charismatic than we are. But then another one that sounds a whole lot like another big church in our area, which is Christ Community Church. But we're not that, you know, and I don't want to say.
But it would be like the same logo. It would be the same.
Yeah, we would keep the same logo.
Right.
Yeah, the circle cross isn't going to go away. We'll incorporate all the way into the new
But
name.
if we did Cloudcroft Community Church and went up against Christ Community Church, it's the same.
It seems too close.
Yeah.
It seems too close to another church. The other one is Cloudcroft Fellowship Church. Well, another big church in Alamogordo is Cottonwood Fellowship Church. And the pastor there is a friend of mine, great guy. But I don't want it to seem like we're aligned with churches that we're not.
Right. I think another big one too is like Bible churches. Like if we did Cloudcroft Bible Church, because that's a totally different kind of realm.
A Bible church is almost a denomination.
Yes.
Gene Getz is the one who started that with Dallas Bible Church. There's Antigo Bible Church in the Metroplex that's really big. So when you say Bible church, that's a particular group that has a particular way of doing things, and that's not us.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have any problem with it. Bible churches have huge. There was one near Hewlin Street. Well, I say near, not too far from the church that we came from, which was a neat church, but that's not us. So I don't want to have to say not that kind of Bible church. You know what I mean? So just lots of those. We have to be careful that we don't seem to be affiliating with a group of churches that we're not. Whenever we do this, so I think it's going to get a little complicated. My third criteria, and then we'll have to close because we've already got 30 minutes. Wow,
crazy.
My third criteria is, and these are the order I think I want to go in, although the first two are pretty close. As much as possible, I'd like to find the name that would resonate with the generations. It'd be cool. I don't know if it's possible to have a name that would resonate with boomers, Xers, millennials, and Gen Z, even Generation Alpha, which are grade schoolers right now. But I think that would be cool. I think it would be if we could have a name that resonates with all of them. That would be cool. So it's a big task. Pray for us as we narrow this down, and pray as a church, that we can we can settle on a name that we all can get behind. That's going to be a big deal. And so that's a name change. That's the reason behind it. I know my generation and older, we don't really need that so much for us, but it's not for us.
Right.
You know what I mean? I remember Cynthia, if she's still on, a few years ago, just a couple of years ago, the VBS theme was Spark Studio. And all the songs just reminded me so much of Disney's Frozen, that movie, well, the two movies. And I was just saying, I don't like these songs. I don't like to me, it's too much like the other. And she looked at me and said something that we've said to other people along the years. They didn't write it for you, you know.
Yeah.
So for my generation and older, I would love for it to be a name that we get behind. But we need to remember, I hate to say this out loud, but I'm 58.
Yeah, you're old.
I'm not long in leadership, probably. I mean, I don't know, maybe another 10 years or so. But the ones that we hand the church off to, those are the ones that really need to be able to get behind the name.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones that we're trying to reach, I don't want it to put up barriers for the people we're trying to reach. So that's where we are. Along with that, updating other things in the church. On the outside, we did the stucco, we've done the parking lot. On the inside, the coffee area got painted. It's got a really nice look.
There's a nice water station in there.
We have a water bottle filling station now.
So
it's
nice.
Filtered and has a sensor. You just put your water bottle there and fill that up.
Yep.
That's cool. That was just this last week. This is the first Sunday we've had the water bottle filling station. So that's cool. So that's what we're doing. We're trying to prepare to hand the church off to the next generation, actually, which is the current generation. Your generation is generation now.
Mm-hmm.
The oldest of your generation is 45.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. She's not 45.
No.
That's a little bit late to start having kids at 45, but
yeah.
She's barely 30 something.
Yeah.
So let me pray for you guys. Thanks for hanging in with us, but that's the reason behind the name change. Lord, thank you. Thank you that you call us to serve you. Lord, help us to think like missionaries so that we know who is in our community, what they're like, and what's it going to take to reach them, and to think like church planters, that we have the heart that the Apostle Paul had, that whatever it takes to reach the people around me, that's what I'll do. So, Father, help us to think like missionaries and act like church planters, God, as we proceed with the name change and just the other updates that we're doing at the church. Help us to be prepared and to already be about handing the church off to the next generation. Lord, we thank you, we love you, and we praise you in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, guys. Wednesday, it's me and Jim. Woot, woot. We get to get back on track. I'm not traveling. We'll be around. Jim will jump in remote, and we'll have fun talking about the council at Jerusalem, how important that was and what it said. Love you guys. See you Wednesday.